Saw dudes, this is Dimitri with Joe's Gaming and Electronics, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to replace the battery in your Sony XM3 headphones. So any tools that you see me using in this video, we do have them available on our website. The link will be in the description down below, as well as the battery. So to replace the battery, first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to remove the ear pad. The battery is located on the right side of the headphones, so we're going to go ahead and start this off by removing the ear pad on the right side. For this, all we need is just a pry tool. You want to pry one end up on the ear pad and you should be able to remove the rest of it with your hand. Once that is done, go ahead and remove this foam cushion. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use a Phillips plus screwdriver to remove these screws. If you look real closely, the two screws up top that we are removing, they do have the little arrow indicators, and the screws that you are removing are also going to be the longest screws that these headphones have. Once all four screws are removed that are at the lower portion of the housing, we're going to go ahead and turn these headphones over. We're going to take our pry tool and just kind of get it in between this crack to pry the touchpad up. Once we have done that, go ahead and open the touchpad up, and we can go ahead and unplug this from the power board. Now, to remove the battery, you're going to want to go ahead and carefully peel this piece. Don't damage it because you're going to need it. And don't be careful to not break it because it is soldered onto the power board. Once we have peeled that carefully and moved that out of the way, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and unplug the battery from the power board. Unplug the battery like so. Move these wires out of the way so that we could get to the battery. And once we have gotten there, you're just going to take your pry tool and go ahead and pry the battery out of the housing. So we're going to take this new battery, we're going to place it back into the housing. Make sure that this wire is facing down and off to the left side of the headphones because it's going to tuck underneath this clip right there. So this is the proper way to place the battery into the Sony XM3s. And we're going to go ahead, and before we plug in the battery, I like to tuck this wire back in as well as the main wire. Once that is done, go ahead and plug the battery back into the power board. Make sure that these two holes line up with the pins that are in this power board. You don't want to do it right side up or upside down so that the pins don't get bent. So make sure that you are plugging it in correctly. Once you have done that, go ahead, tuck the wire between the plug-in, and you're going to take this piece, fold it back over. It doesn't matter where you place it, but we're just going to go ahead and put it back where it originally was before we took these apart. Once you have completed that, go ahead and take your touchpad, plug the ribbon back into the power board, and you will know it's fully plugged in when this black line is lined up with the actual plug-in. We're going to go ahead and do it like that. Once you have done that, go ahead, close this up. Make sure that none of the wires are in the way to get pinched. So any wires that you see, go ahead and just kind of move them out of the way, and make sure there's nothing in the screw holes as well, mainly here. We're going to go ahead and place the touchpad back into place. Give it a quick visual inspection to make sure that no wires are sticking out. It looks like everything is good. So next we're going to go ahead and put the 4 screws that we removed back into the housing. Once all 4 screws are placed back into place, we're going to take this cushion and we're going to go ahead and put it back into place. Make sure that the straight end goes with the straight end and that where it's curved at the top matches the curvature on the housing. I'm going to put that into place and we're going to install our ear pad. Remember, up top you have the divot right here and the area for the clip to go in. They're really close to one another. In the ear pad you can tell that it's really close right there, and it's a little further from here as it is at the bottom. So that's how you know which side is up and which side is down. We're just going to kind of line it up, place it, and just press on the outside of the ear pad. You should hear it clip into place. Once you have done that, go ahead and give the ear pads a tug to ensure that you have properly installed it into place. Looks like we are good to go. And that right there is how you successfully do a battery replacement on your Sony XM3 headphones. Thank you for watching.